with you. We know we dropped 5 minutes on a wrong approach at a time control on the Thursday night, so we knew we'd dropped the 5 minutes, and we've been pushing hard, well, enjoying ourselves really for the last 2 days. And no, we've been making decent times, but been hit with several different penalties, which sort of been taken away, if you like, because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. So.
Ian Freestone was one of several drivers to actually beat the bogey time for the second Lowther test. And as he headed off to the final rest halt, he was in 9th overall. John Haugland was always quick in a Skoda in the 70s and 80s. And here in 2006, things weren't much different. Another string of top 10 times put car number 11 in 11th place overall. Worth Birkhill and David Harris had certainly had a roller coaster event in their Corsa, up and down the leaderboard throughout the event. But it may have something to do with the fact that Worth had decided to stop smoking at the start of the event. Navigator David certainly reckoned he should restart as soon as possible to ensure he got a smoother ride. Rob Evatt had suffered 3 punctures during the Scottish leg and were lucky to still be in the event after fellow competitors Gary Preston and Mike Soanes had loaned them a spare wheel. Owen Turner had driven well throughout the event, acting as a support to his brother Jamie and almost matching times along the way. But with a full 2-minute gap to the car ahead and a 3-minute gap to the car behind, his 6th place overall looked secure. A 5-second penalty for clipping the cone certainly wouldn't make too much difference. Mark Bannum in the Suzuki Ignis had certainly fared better than in 2005 when he hit a gate post, and this year he had driven a more cautious event and was just outside the top 10. But he still needed to push on to keep the Fiesta of Nick Payne behind as he was closing in. Having replaced another wheel in Greystoke, Andy Glossop was pushing to try and make up for lost time. But things nearly went very wrong here. They thought they were stuck, but luckily, just as help arrived, they found traction and were soon back on their way. Here it is again from another angle. So we finally move on to the last remaining tests, where competitors now face just 3 short runs before the finish ramp in Blackpool, where quite a crowd had gathered. Rounding out the top 10, John Haugland put in a great late challenge to take the place from the non-smoking Worth Birkhill by just 1 second.
Right, John, how does this compare with the old days?
Very similar in some ways, because you are going for many days and you have to be a little bit careful with the car because it's a long distance and these cars are more standard cars, so I'll be a little bit more careful with them. But it has been very good.
Ian Freestone had spent the majority of the event in and out of the top 10, so his 9th overall was well deserved. The Nova of Rob Evatt had proved to be both strong and reliable, and had it not been for so many punctures, he could have finished much higher than his eventual 8th overall. Mike Biss and Kath Woodman had driven virtually the whole event with a wooden engine mount, and still managed to finish in 7th. It was a Turner finishing in 5th, Owen, and navigator Andrew Dadswell ensuring the Rover name still stays in the spotlight as they finished in 6th. 5th would go to the relative veteran of RAC rallies, Don Whitehurst. He had only borrowed back his car from 2004, but would now be looking to buy it back on a permanent basis.
Well, now, Don, you've done a few rallies in your time. How does this compare?
Yes, we've done one or two. It's been good. It's been challenging in a little car in the forest in the night. It's been good. Yeah.
You're not tired out?
No. Still plenty of life in the old dog.
Despite losing his exhaust, sump guard and a few punctures along the way, Matt Fowle still knows how to drive a car fast for a finish, taking 4th overall and 1st in the 1300cc category. And so to the final 3. And it was the 2005 winners, Jamie Turner and Graham Dance, in 3rd.
Anyway, you've made it to the finish. How does that feel?
Well, I've made it 3 years in a row now to the finish. Obviously last year was a great success for me because I won it, but yeah, we'll see. It's just a shame 2 punctures put paid to my rally yesterday, and Carl's gearbox, you know, that's costing his rally, so possibly, we don't know yet.
How tough do you think this has been?
It's been tougher than any of the other 2 years. It's been a lot rougher. The Scottish mountain hills and forests were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right.
Second, and still with a broken gearbox, Carl Hawkins and Ian Tully.
What about that then?
It's been treacherous, hasn't it? We've had a real run round, 2 gearboxes. We've just been mending more cars than you can shake a stick at. It's been a real 4 days. It is Britain's toughest drive, definitely.
But with a winning margin of 1 minute 20 seconds, 3rd time lucky for Dale Glover and Sean Ward.
Seen some lovely forests, different places, so enjoyed the drive and thoroughly. So
what an event, what can you say? If you go right the way around the country, your areas of the country like we have, and all through the forest late at night, and it's just a complete adventure, and I'd recommend anyone who loves motorsport to have a go at it.
We hope you've enjoyed all the action, and now it's time to wish you all a very happy Christmas. See you next week.